Alright, jumping back to another run from July. There are actually quite a lot of runs from July that I didn't upload. And this one, I think it was something to do with there was an update coming out, and I intended to keep on trying to record this after the update was released. There was something, I'm sure, that was a little bit buggy about the particular combo that I was going for here. But it ended up falling through the cracks and I just never got back to it. However, this run still exists in the editing pile, so you might as well take a look and see what I was trying to do. So far, so typical. Just taking all the usual cell pets in the early turns. First owl opponent on turn 3. I'm sure it's not going to be the last. But we do win. Definitely the time that you do want to face owl. So I'm going to take the blue dragon. Blue dragon doesn't really have anything to do with the final build, but it's I always think it's really handy having those 4/1 mana snipes. Early on, I almost never play it at the front for the doggo summon, even though that might be better in some situations. I just think having those 4 mana snipes this early is really nice. Now, unfortunately here, I don't think I realized that selling the bass could hit the chinchilla. But here we go, we get the chimera, which is the first pet that we need for the squad. And actually, yeah, am I going to play it at the back? It doesn't make sense to do that because then it's not going to get any mana from the blue dragon. I suppose it's not going to generate a huge amount of extra stats on the summon anyway. And then here's the counter argument to playing blue dragon with 4 mana snipes. Is the standard leech camel, but actually we win anyway, so maybe it wasn't the worst decision to play the chimera at the back. And here is the first anteater pill, so I think you can now tell exactly what is going on here. I like this person's username. I'm bad at this game. There have definitely been quite a few usernames this year that have made me laugh out loud. And I'm sure some of them I haven't been able to feature in videos because, you know, the run just didn't pan out. I'm sure there was one either this morning or last night where I had a nice chuckle at their username. Hopefully that one will be in a video soon. So we're pilling another anteater. And if you haven't worked it out already, it's because of Jersey Devil. As nasty as Jersey Devil is in this game, I think there are some atypical teams which are very difficult to put together if you don't have a unit of the power level of Jersey Devil involved. And actually we're going to use multiple units here that have an extremely high power level in my opinion. Jersey Devil being one of them, but the other one we're probably going to find relatively soon. I'm not sure exactly why I was keeping the chipmunk here. Presumably to get some equipment from later on. But maybe you can guess what the other pet that we need is when I've already put Strawberry on the chimera. So is that 3 anteaters pilled, 4 anteaters pilled? With the chipmunk being level 3 as well, we only need 1 more anteater pill to max out the Jersey Devil. And here we go. So 3 hearts. Ideally, I would want to get to this stage with more hearts intact, but I definitely did greed quite a bit in the early turns. So at that point, it's really just running, hoping that you draw a bunch of easy opponents. Here's Suboptimal. And there were points during the year where I did run into Sub quite a few times. He doesn't seem to upload anymore, but he is still around and going for achievements. I don't know which one this one was. Maybe the white goat. So level up on the chimera, we get the Jersey Devil. And now we just need the pelican. Actually, we need 2 things. We need the pelican and we need the purple doggo guy, whose name I still refuse to say. But yeah, the concept for this was to play chimera in the middle and then have the mana pile onto it from the Ocarina. And then at start of battle, Pelican's going to swallow the Chimera and summon all three of the tokens. At least that was the idea. It was proving to be quite awkward, and I think the reason that I stopped trying to record this was because there was an issue with Pelican where it wasn't consistent when I had a 4-squad. So maybe we're going to see it now. Essentially what would happen is I would play the Chimera in 3rd position. So it looks like it's in the middle of the team to make sure it gets the mana from the Ocarina. Look, you can see I'm going to rearrange the team now. So we're going to leave a gap. But I'm pretty sure this is where it's going to go wrong. I definitely did have some games where it worked and other games where it didn't. And so I ended up reporting it as a bug, and I'm sure it has been fixed now, but there were actually some clips I had. I don't think I still have them, but you can see it works on this one. But I did have some clips where it did not work as intended. And I actually had one where I think it was Wombat sent me a clip where he faced this team and the mana went to the wrong pet. So it seems like it was almost random, like it was 50-50 whether or not it would hit the Pelican or the Chimera. But yeah, very frustrating when you're getting close to having one of these combos working and an oddity kind of messes the whole thing up. So yeah, you can see how it's supposed to work. That ultimately I want to have the 2 units at the front get removed, and then all 3 of the Chimera summons have space to appear. I can't remember if I get to level 3 Chimera in this or not. Having only 6 mana at the moment isn't really helping us too much. Although the Jersey Devil does give a huge amount of stats to the summons. The initial size of the Chimera summons is so small that we're going to struggle a bit. Although we do win against this team. Jersey Devil just is that good. Look, I think Jersey Devil is going to be patched in the next update, so be looking forward to see how that shakes out. So has it gone wrong yet? I haven't noticed. I definitely did have rounds where it didn't work, but yeah, okay, it is working at the moment. Who knows why in this particular instance it was fine. And of course the salmon that come out of the Pelican also get the huge buffs from the Jersey Devil, so yeah, all round just a very strong 4-squad if you can get it set up in time. Of course, the major disadvantage is going to be if you lose the strawberries due to ailments. And in true Customs tradition, the only way to solve that is just to play a ton of games until you get the right sequence of opponents. So I think at this point I've probably given up on level 3 Chimera. That's why I just bypassed the one in the shop there. Versus an opposing 4-squad. Are the salmon snipes going to be good enough here? Yes, definitely. Of course we're getting plus 20 from the Jersey Devil as well. And actually plus 10 rather. And now it's plus 15. So one more round to go. I really wanted level 3s on both the front 2 units, but you know, when everything's tier 4 and above, sometimes that is just asking too much. And then look at this team I face for Meta Brusque. The Tapir with small 1. A bunch of Meta Brusque units get flung off screen. But because the backline unit is a wolf, 3 pigs are going to summon and lose me the game. So yeah, pretty funny final battle, but and it looks like I'm actually going to rewatch it here. I'm sure there are many scenarios here where I would win, depending on the summons from the Orca. But it just so happened that, it was Wolf at the back that was going to end up losing us the game. Still a fun team to play, though.